Alright guys, today we are going to learn how to skin a raccoon. We're going to learn the whole tanning process, but we have to start, of course, with skinning it. So, I got him hung up here. I just got him between two ladders. Anything will work, just whatever you have access to. And I just tied a slip knot around his ankle. That should be all you need. So, just make a slice around the ankle. These little knives like this with they're little scalpel blades pretty much. They work really good for this. There we go. Now that we got that cut, pretty much run around both ankles, I'm going to pretty much draw a line from here up down between the anus and the other parts there, and then we're going to pretty much draw it down from there in between up to the other leg. Alright, so now we're going to cut around the butthole here. Gonna pull it down a little more. Like I said, just you can see that connective tissue there. Just kind of give that a little bit slice, kind of straight in. Like I said, making sure not to cut the actual hide. Let me just cut around this. And just cut that carefully and pull this down. A little farther. Careful down here because it's easy, because here's where the tail starts. It's pretty easy to cut through the hide there. Just work it slow, careful. Some spots there you can tell where it's definitely not hide, so it shouldn't be much of an issue. And I'm gonna come around to the front. I'm just gonna kind of make a straight cut along there. Then back to the tail. I'm just kind of gonna work this down. I'm gonna take this here, I just pinch it, grab it around the back of the tail, pinch it, and make a little slice straight down carefully, not to cut your fingers. Just make sure you're getting all the way down through the tail, through the skin of the tail, I mean. Just keep working it slow. Try to keep it in line as much as you can with the bottom section of the tail, because otherwise when it's tanned it's going to have a twist to it. You don't really want that. And set that down. Just poke your finger through underneath the tail there. Just pull it a little bit carefully, because I've had quite a few that I've just ripped the tail right clean off. And then so I'm just gonna take my knife here and just carefully cut that connective tissue again until I get a little bit farther down the tail. Alright, so once you find yourself one of these or a tail stripper, whichever you prefer, you just kind of, like I said, you work down the tail a little bit till it's a little ways down, not too far, not too little, not overly precise. And then just slip that on over the tail, just like so. Then just pretty much pinch it like that, grab it, and just pull. You may have the tail come with you. And if it's a little tricky, not coming off right away, just keep working it down slow. Take it down a little bit farther. About halfway down usually works. Somewhere in there, not too precise, but just work it light. Don't pull too hard on here, because like I said, I've had a couple of them where I've just ripped the tail clean off, because I figured it'd just come off if I pull on it like that, but that doesn't work very well. All right, now I got it worked down a little bit farther. I'm gonna try this again. Just gonna put it like that. I'm just gonna pull. There it started. Kind of looped itself over. I don't really want that, so I'm just gonna. There we go. Then you're after the little creepy little rat tail. And then this is fully free and the whole tailbone is out of there. So then once you do that, take this. And this, if you have one, this is a tail guide. This is a tail zipper. A knife. Otherwise, if you don't have these, just eyeball it. This just slips down in the tail here, so it gets to the end. I'm gonna take my zipper, just put it in that little groove. I'm just gonna pull it straight down till I hit the end. Just follow it down there. Put this in just at the very end there. I'm gonna take my knife again, flip it inside out, and just do that. And that fillets it open quite nice, actually. So all the way down to the very end. You want the very end open, otherwise it can start to rot, and then you'll lose your hair and it'll start to stink, and that ain't no good. So just open the tail up. Like I said, if you don't have a guide or a zipper, just use your knife. Any kind of zipper blade will work. You can use it if you have one for like a gut hook. That would most likely work. It might be a little bit big, but otherwise just use your regular knife, whatever kind you got, and just kind of work it down slowly, carefully, keeping it as straight in line with the bottom of the tail as possible. Then once I got it pretty much free all the way around, you can just pretty much pull. Careful not to cut the hide. You can see where it kind of starts. You can see where the hide starts and the body starts. You want to cut this tissue there, not the. And I just like to go straight in. Just cut it straight in, and it'll just come right down. But for the most part, you should just be able to pull it over the shoulders here. Hey, bullet. Pretty neat. Set that to the side. And like I said, just keep pulling to the. I grab one of the shoulders and I'll push the elbow up. Got to trim a little bit there. Just push the elbow up until you see it poking through. Then you can kind of work your fingers in there and just kind of. Again, work your fingers through that tissue there, so you can see my thumb poking out. Just push it through, and you got something to grab onto, and just pull. I like to pull it down to about the wrist. You can take the whole paw if you want, but I'm not doing any taxidermy, so I don't need to take the whole paw. Then once you get down, the tip of the claws are right there. So I'm just gonna cut this down around here. So all you gotta do is just kind of ring it around there, just like you did with the back ankles, except this is inside out. So you just gotta give it a little cut, and then they'll pop right off. And there, that's about all I leave. Then now comes the little bit trickier part. You gotta work it around gotta cut the ears out and the eyes. You can save the eyelids, the ears, and the nose. Might seem a little complicated the first time you try it. It's not too bad. It's scary at first time you do it, but it ends up not being too hard. You just gotta learn where they are. I like to use my knife once I get down here, because you can stick your finger in the armhole and you can give yourself a good place to pull. And just keep pulling down. You can see I'm about at the neck, so I gotta start watching out for the ears. Kind of tricky to spot, but like I said, once you do a couple, it turns out it's not too bad. Just keep working it down the head. Down. You can see the bottom of the chin. There's some teeth poking. Like I said, you can kind of see, it's getting harder to tell, but you can see right there is the skin, and there's the part of the head. It's just got to work it down slow, careful, take your time. There's no rush. Just try not to cut the hide. If it happens, it happens. So right here, I'm starting to look for ears, feeling for cartilage a little bit. I think I feel starting right there. So I'm just going to take the knife, I'm just going to cut straight in. See, and then you can see the ear right there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just kind of going to feel for cartilage. I feel it right there, so I'm just going to push or cut straight in. That's the best thing you can do, I guess, is just feel it, and you'll feel it feels just like an earlobe or a nose. It's just a little cartilage spot compared to the rest is kind of a different texture, and then there's kind of a soft, I don't know, cartilagey spot, I guess is the best as I can describe it. So just do the best you can. And if you miss, you miss. It's no big deal. I just keep working it down the chin and the face here. Then the next thing we're going to watch out for is the eyes. I'm going to take the armhole again and just kind of pull, because I can get a good leverage point on those. Just going to carefully cut there. You can even use the ear hole if you need to. Just kind of keep working it down slow and steady. And next thing we're watching for is the eyeballs, and I don't know exactly how to describe where they are other than just kind of look. You might be able to feel them too. Otherwise you can take it and flip it kind of inside out. There we go. Should be able to kind of see where you're at. Like I got the ears loose. I'm just gonna put my finger kind of on his eye there, and I know that I'm right. The eyeball is going to be right there. You can see my thumb pushing out on it. That's about where it is. So I got a little bit farther to work until I find the eyeball. But it's real close. I'm getting real close there. Like I said, you can put your finger inside the ear hole and just pull as you work. So my eyeball is going to be right in here somewhere. There it is. You can feel the eye socket, I guess, if that's what you're looking for. And you can see there's kind of a squishy spot. I'm just going to cut as close in there as I can while still pulling pretty hard. The harder you pull, the better, the easier it is to do this. Trying to save the eyelids doesn't always work out, but a lot of times it does.
It's a small little one.
He ain't so bad. He's just skinny. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It's easier once you get one started, then you can just kind of match it over to the other side. So I'm just going to touch there a little bit. You can see it's about there, so I'm going to start slicing straight in there. Maybe work it a little bit farther down here. Should be right. The eyeball should be right in here. So I'm just going to keep pulling tight because that'll help stretch out that little tissue there. And it's a lot easier to cut. Then you get to the lips, and that's a little, doesn't matter as much. You probably want to keep the upper one, but the bottom one we're going to end up cutting off anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. Just keep working at it. It'll come loose and be free after a little bit. Once you get it down to the teeth, I can see them starting to start here. I'm just going to kind of cut that a little bit. There it is. So I'll grab in there even so that then I can see more what I'm doing. At least that works for me. I'm gonna just keep working it around until I find the nose. So I open that one again on the other side, and I just keep trimming. Slow and steady. It's the best way to do it. I'd worry more about taking your time and not cutting holes in it than I would for a speed run the first couple times. See, I'm working down. You can see more of the face here. It's almost to the nose. Again, with that, you can start to feel it, and just work it down to it. And just cut straight in. Like I said, a sharp knife helps. This thing isn't the sharpest at the moment, but it'll still do what I need to do. Just keep pulling down. Just keep trimming, and there we go. There's our nose. Then for the bottom lip, just kind of find the spot you want and just cut it right off. And there we have it. One skun raccoon. Flip him inside out. There he is. Nice full coat on this one. We were able to keep both eyelids, the nose, all the whiskers, and everything. He's giving me a nice one once I get him all tanned up. Well, thanks for watching. That's how you skin a raccoon.